This is Fred, FR5ED. The 5 is silent. We're here celebrating our 200th beer review. Yay! Yes, this is beer review number 200. Wow. Today, I didn't pick anything special for the 200th review. It just happens to be the 200th review. But I do have Hebrew Genesis Dry Hopped Session Ale. This is in the category of an American Pale Ale. It does have interesting hops, Centennial, Cascade, and Simcoe. The malts are specialty 2-row Munich, Cara Munich 40 wheat, and dark crystal. And it's dry hopped with Centennial, Cascade, and Simcoe as well. I'm sorry, the hops it was brewed with was Warrior, Centennial, and Cascade. It's dry hopped with Centennial, Cascade, and Simcoe. All wonderful hops. Only rated at a 70 overall on Rate Beer with a 57 in style. And that's after 232 reviews. On Beer Advocate, it scored an 84 after 289 reviews. The commercial description says, "This is the new recipe replacing the original Hebrew Genesis Ale, balanced between a West Coast style pale ale and an amber ale, with just enough malt sweetness to highlight a flurry of hop aroma and flavor. Witness the evolution of our original creation." It's 5.6 ABV, so they're calling it a session beer. 5.6 could add up, fairly quickly if you were pounding these things down. Anyway, let's open it. It says to use a lager glass shaker or tulip. Well, anything with hops, I would put in at least a tulip. So, guess what I'm going to be using? My IPA glass. You got it. So let's go ahead. And this glass there's something about it that really develops an incredible. It almost looks like it's on nitro. Look at that. I get nothing like this when I use the brandy sniffer, probably because of its large diameter, but because this has the narrow bottom, then it, expands way out and then narrows down again. Something about that just does something to the development of a head. Let's go ahead while we have the opportunity and smell it. It smells candy sweet, lollipop candy sweet. I don't know if that's the caramel malts or the caramels. I don't know, but there's definitely on the hop side of things, I do get the kind of citrus smell there. It's for the Simcoe, Centennial, Cascade. Those hops are going to do that. But I know that part of this aroma is coming through from the malts. Very nice. It's not as pungent in your face as an IPA, and it's not intended to be. It's an American Pale Ale. West Coast style accounts for all those hops in there. Almost expecting a citrus juice taste, like tangerine, sweet citrus juice taste, and even a little lemon lollipop in there. That's kind of aromas I'm getting. I'm liking it. Excuse me while I dismiss my low battery. I am liking this. I would almost, if somebody said this was an IPA, it could be. I mean, it's not as bitter as most IPAs, but there's plenty of hop bitterness there for a pale ale and body. Very bready, malty base to it. It's definitely more of a pale ale than would be an IPA, but it's good. I like that. It didn't fare very well. I'm trying to think of what it reminds me of. I had recently that was a pale ale that was very bready based. Like Sierra Nevada pale ale, I think it has more of a bread base to it, and the hops are secondary, kind of like this. But it's interesting. It's this. Haze, well, lots of carbonation in there, but it still has a little bit of a hazy look to it. Just generous amounts of bubbles coming up. It's refreshing. I don't know why it scored so lowly. For an American style pale ale, and they said cross between an amber ale, you can see how dark it is for a pale ale. I like it. I would get it again. I recommend you try it. Hebrew Genesis, the new recipe, according to them, and it's their dry hopped session ale. And this is Fred, finishing up the 200th beer review. Over and out.